Also, like here, DMEXCO will be all about AI. This is also why we don't have an AI stage or an AI summit.
Everything is AI.
Everything is AI, from creator economy to media, to retail media, to the big brand strategies, right?
Mm-hmm. Everything is touching it now. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Ad Podcast. We're coming to you live from the Possible Show, and we have Verena Gründel, who is the CEO of DMEXCO. Am I pronouncing that right?
Perfect. Just that I'm not the CEO,
Oh,
but
excuse me.
DMEXCO was perfect.
Okay, awesome. And remind me your title?
I'm Director of Brand and Communication.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, thank you for that correction. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about the event, and what are you guys doing at Possible this week?
Yes, I'm working for DMEXCO, as you just mentioned. DMEXCO is a big European event on the digital marketing economy. We're hosting 40,000 guests in Cologne in September every year since 2009. And I'm shaping the event, and I'm doing the external communications with everything you can imagine.
Let's go.
to do a lot out there.
So are you here taking notes, trying to see, because Possible kind of showed up out of nowhere, and they've become a really big thing here in North America. A lot of people are calling it like the North American Can, a lot of that kind of association. So are there some things that you're trying to take from this show to possibly integrate, or what are your thoughts of Possible so far?
Yeah, I mean the American market didn't have a big event like this.
Yeah.
As in Europe we have several ones, so I think it was time for the American market to host such an event.
Yeah.
And I'm here, of course, to catch up the latest trends. In Europe we say that the American market is a few years ahead, so I want to see if that's true and what I can learn and what I can bring back to Germany, to Europe, what kind of trends, developments, new things, strategies, of course. I try to meet some people here, some clients as well, because of course we have more or less the same companies also in the European markets. And of course the vibe here is great, the weather is great.
Not a horrible place.
Miami is nice.
What is Cologne like in September?
It can be warm as well.
Okay,
Sometimes we have almost the same weather, less humidity, but it can also be cold. But usually we have nice weather, and you can walk on the Rhine. We have a nice river there, or between our big halls, we have 3 big halls where our exhibitors are. We have an auto scooter, bumper cars, for example, where you can have fun. So we also have some fun stuff at DMEXCO you can enjoy in the nice weather. But of course, DMEXCO is like also here is all about business, people talking and developing new things, making new connections. That's the main thing.
A big trend in business travel is the idea of the extended stay. So people picking what conferences they go to because they want to bring their family along and maybe do a vacation. Do you ever think about marketing the show in that way? I mean, I know one of the reasons I go to Cannes each year so I can take my family and to go on a European vacation.
Yeah.
So is there ways to kind of incorporate the larger opportunity to travel within Germany, within the show?
I have one tip for everybody this year. Last year was not possible, but this year we're hosting DMEXCO in the same week of Oktoberfest.
Oh my goodness.
So you can directly take a train from Cologne, and in 4 hours you are at Oktoberfest and can enjoy yourself there, celebrating and drinking beer, of course.
I love it.
So
that sounds very appealing.
That's a good opportunity for all the Americans that, 2 great things in one travel.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about how the show is laid out. So, Cannes famously is very, spread out over a huge geography. Obviously you have the Palais, but then you've got so much going on kind of on the periphery. Do you try and keep everything kind of dedicated to those 3 halls, or do you feel like a lot of partners and brands and companies that want to, get people out to their activations or get people out to their events or thought leadership? Are they activating around the city as well? Like how do people incorporate the opportunities that Cologne has to offer into the broader show itself?
Yeah. Main DMEXCO takes place in our halls. We have a big venue and we use 3 of our big halls. They are really huge. So all the main things happen in there, the exhibition and all the conference. We have more or less 17 stages. I think
Wow,
they're
okay.
all built inside this halls, so you can just go at one place and you find everything with all the lounges, everything. Of course, in the evening and also the day before, we have side events outside. So after you have done your business, you can go outside, meet people in the bars, in the restaurants, and there are hosted events and parties. We have a legendary disco, which is the Bootshaus, which is one of the top 3 discotheques in the whole world. And there's the big DMEXCO party in the evening.
go.
So you shouldn't miss that if you're interested in, but make sure to be there the next day.
Yeah, don't have too many, don't celebrate too many Oktoberfests.
Yeah.
Awesome. You know, a big draw, obviously, for these events is trying to get, the right execs out. But there's also been some leveraging of kind of the celebrity media personality. You know, Charlemagne the God, who's a very famous podcaster, is here this week. Martha Stewart is here this week. Any headliners that you want to tease out that might get people excited about coming?
To be honest, it's a little bit early, but
Yeah.
we have some. For example, Sir Martin Sorrell, I think
yeah.
is well known.
Yeah,
also in
definitely.
the States will come. We have a bunch of CMOs. The CMO, global CMO of Deutsche Telekom, for example, is coming. I think there are more CMOs joining soon. Last year we had the CMO of Deutsche Lufthansa, for example, or of Mini, the
Cooper.
car,
Yep.
Mini Cooper car company. So these are more or less our celebrities because we're
they're the titans of industry that people want to
Yes,
hear from and
yes,
see how things are changing.
Exactly. But I mean, check our website once in a while, and we will announce new speakers soon. But I mean, we have like 5 months
Yeah,
left
got some time to go
collect
still.
some celebrities, some industry celebrities.
Love it. So, what's exciting on your possible agenda? Are there things that you are looking forward to seeing here that you want to maybe take back to the team? Any must-see TV as far as panels or thought leadership this week?
To be honest, I want to be surprised by what I see on the stages.
Not
I don't
planning
have
too far ahead.
this celebrity I want to see because I think there are so many interesting things. Usually also in the small sessions, it's not always the big headliners that have the biggest news or the interesting stories to tell us. Also the experts that can give you a really deep dive, maybe far away from the corporate agenda. That's what I find interesting, when people can talk really from the core of their business, and you find that usually from the smaller companies. Let possible surprise me.
I love it. Do you guys have a theme yet that you've announced?
Yes. Our theme is scaling intelligence.
Interesting.
Which,
kind of a tease to AI.
Because we say that testing of AI is over, and now we have to see real value with AI, and so scaling AI is something that you have to do these years, otherwise you will fall behind. And of course, why didn't we say scaling artificial intelligence? Because we see that only when artificial and human intelligence come together, the real superpower emerges, and that's what we want to say with this with this theme. And I think also, like here, DMEXCO will be all about AI. This is also why we don't have an AI stage or an AI summit.
Everything is AI.
Everything is AI, from creator economy to media, to retail media, to the big brand strategies, right?
Everything is touching it now.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've started to do for clients and even for myself is that when I'm going to these bigger shows where you couldn't ever possibly do everything, you have to really, create an agenda, leave white space for opportunities, like you were saying, to explore and be surprised, and hallway conversations. But it is good to have a strategy going in.
Definitely.
And what I've been doing is I'll go into these AI models and I'll say, hey, take this particular show like a possible and create an agenda for me based on, give it to me through the lens of a travel marketer or a CPG brand or a finance company. And it will go these AI models will look at the schedule, look at all the speakers, it'll go through and say, like, literally create an itinerary for you to follow, and it'll tell you even people that you should potentially meet. Do you think the conference planners could integrate AI in a way that would allow it to kind of customize the experience for them in the apps that they offer and build out. Like, instead of me having to go into, Perplexity or something, could I just go to your app, type in my details and say, hit my AI schedule, and then everything is filled out for me, and then I don't even have to think about it. And maybe it even reaches out and sets up my one-to-one meetings with the people that are most relevant to me. Thinking, like, how do you leverage AI as a conference planner that are planning events that are big, that are kind of all-inclusive, where there's so much to do? How can you personalize it through your app experiences?
Yeah. I mean, that sounds almost like a no-brainer,
Yeah.
right? I think it's definitely possible to put an AI as a layer over your conference program, and also the people that you have. It's the same here, but also at DMEXCO, you can just browse the platform and see who is there.
Sometimes the
and
browse
filter.
becomes overwhelming, right?
Yeah, because there's so much content,
Yeah,
right?
you want curate.
Right,
You want an AI to do the heavy lifting for you and to tell you what's important,
yeah.
and at least maybe give you suggestions, things like that.
I mean, what we do also before AI is that we have summits. So if you're interested in creator marketing, for example, you can just start in the morning and sit on the
stay
same
on the track, stay on the same stage,
the
basically.
same chair until the evening. So you have all in one, and you don't have to change stages.
Yeah.
So I think that makes it even more easy. But of course, if you have, for example, something like B2B marketing, which is spread all over the conference, this would be the best solution, I think, to build together a plan and maybe get some suggestions of companies, also of exhibitors who are specialized in B2B marketing, for example. So yes, definitely would be a great inspiration. I take that home with me.
I love it. Awesome. Well, if folks want to attend or stay up to speed with your thought leadership, connect with you directly, where would you like to send the audience?
Great. I would like to invite you 23rd, 24th September to Cologne if you want to meet the European digital marketing industry, learn everything that we do about AI and about how to connect with the future of your customers. Please join us, come to Cologne. I'm happy to welcome you there.
Maybe the ad podcast will be there.
I hope so.
Appreciate it.
I hope so. I invite you, of course,
Let's go.
Dylan.
Let's go. Awesome. Thanks, everybody.